Taika Waititi confirmed that live-action Akira is still in development. This did not, in fact, go the way of the fucking dinosaur that it should have.
So I went into the Reddit thread on our subreddit about this and formally apologized to everyone. Because
live-action Akira is still happening.
Because I think last week or the week before, I'm like, thank God that fucking live-action Akira is dead.
Yeah, well, it's not. And it appears to be the exact same, like one or version of events.
Leonardo DiCaprio backed Akira.
So, I mean, hey, look, Thor Ragnarok was really good, right?
Right.
But, yeah. I don't have faith
continuously
in this adaptation
and offended by the idea that we need to make localized or non-animated versions of movies to make them legit.
Yeah.
The Disney shit really grinds my fucking piss.
See, the issue is that, like, when something comes out and it ends up sucking, then it's like, okay, well, it came out, it sucked, and we forget about it. Ghost in the Shell. But then it comes out and it doesn't suck, and it's like, hey, that was all right, like Alita.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, it's possible if you treat it nicely and delicately.
Akira is not possible.
Akira, as a movie, the original, was already failing to capture the insanity of what the actual story is.
And also a huge amount of that thing is its place in time and its animation style and its animation techniques and it's like
Akira is a masterpiece because of the amount of insane like art direction and effort put into the animation. Its actual plot is completely nonsense.
It's fucking nonsense.
You cannot tell that dense of a story in 2 hours.
It's not possible.
It failed. Akira, the animation, the original movie, fails to deliver its story.
Well, now let's tell that story via a new...
that you have to warp that failure of a telling into this is insane to me, but it's like we're doing it anyway because it's a name that everyone knows.
Let me ask you folks,
and it sucks because it's all on the art.
Do you think 20 years from now there will be a unique shot in this version of Akira that is as highly referenced and homaged and celebrated as fucking Kaneda fucking going sideways on that goddamn motorcycle to stop?
Trailing brake lights.
Right? Simpsons did a fucking couch version of that fucking bit, for fuck's sake.
Kanye West uses it in his music videos.
Right? For real, though, like, seeing Beauty and the Beast, like, what a fucking... Like, hey, let's take this immaculately animated classic and let's make it like this boring-looking regular-ass movie.
Dude, motherfucker,
Who cares?
There are art school breakdowns of the Akira poster of him walking towards it, breaking down how genius the perspective and art and angles are and how bold and strong that is as a movie poster. It's awesome, right? The art design and the art direction and everything about what that is doing as animation is what makes it relevant and what matters. It's not the fact that there's a biker named Tetsuo and his friend Kaneda, and that there's a weird alien,
gray
weird
babies,
fucking zombie-looking things,
whatever,
and floating kid Akira with his body parts in the jar, and then the nuke goes off. That's not what matters.
Like,
but hey, man, live action means it's important.
So I just completed the thought in my head as to what this is. It's been bothering me for years. Because it's the idea of like, well, the animated shit, I mean, that's for babies, right? You got to make it live action for it to be real, right? And often Hollywood to be real, right?
No one cares until you do.
And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? And I'll tell you what it is. It's Sony saying, we don't want any of that 2D shit on our console because 2D is the past. And that shit's for babies. 3D games are the future. And it took decades to break that.
Yes, it is that. It's the same spirit. The difference is that, like, live action has always been, well, for one, the history of cinema starts with that.
Yeah.
Right? And second, and this is the harder part, right? Pixels and 2D and whatnot had to start and develop and become better and better as time went on, right?
Yeah.
The thing that makes the general public feel more comfortable when they see a face on a poster is the same thing that makes you feel good when you see a human acting as a role or whatever, is the recognition and the feeling good of the seeing of the human being, is the story I want to tell, is the thing I can care more about versus the cartoon.
Animation is a higher form of fucking media
I can't
than
relate
live
to the
action.
cartoon as much as I can relate to the face of the thing that's the human that's like me. Also, it's a face I've seen in other movies before, so I feel extra good.
It's gotta look like me, unless it's Will Smith.
I feel extra good about the face of the human of the thing that I am telling the story, because it's super like there I am, it's me. I'm in the movie. I feel good.
It could be me there. That's the only way I can relate if it could be me.
We already told this story in a different meaning. No, but now it's the version that I'm in. Now I care.
It's not some goddamn cartoon horse. It's a real horse. I know what a real horse is. I never
slaved
seen
and their
a
families,
cartoon
and
horse.
They fucking worked for years to make frame by frame, like almost rotoscoped animation that will be more effort than you've ever. It's me though.
You know what's a good example of this? I don't know shit about this anime, other than its outro. But there's some fucking school anime with a bunch of kids talking in a room called Love is War. Right? Some fucking pink-haired anime chick or some shit in that, right? But the outro is a pseudo-rotoscoped dance scene of her in an office.
I've seen it.
And it is
unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And it is way better than a live-action person doing that dance.
Well, in this particular case, you can see... I think
it is rotoscope, but it's not entirely rotoscope.
But
certain things were accentuated. Certain things
saw a side by side, and I assumed it's the original footage.
I read an article
that they
interviewing the guy,
rotoscoped with,
and he exaggerated parts that are seen in rotoscoping,
but
he de-exaggerated parts that were not. And
it was
better.
Unbelievable. It was incredible. It was
right.
But respect for art is not something that is inherently like understood at a larger level, and I don't want to do this fucking like I don't want to do this art hipster bullshit stance on things.
Guys, we know what's the art, and
I
don't know. These plebs see their goddamn superhero movie. Wait, no.
But it's gonna take a real. But the fact remains that it's gonna take a real long time, for the same reason that video games are as not a legitimate medium as books.
Even though in some cases you can have a much more powerful emotional response to something in a video game.
Because you can interact with it.
Because it is you.
And you are doing it yourself.
It is you.
You are the one creating that action.
I think
you have to deal with
I think the most intense like feeling of guilt I've gotten from a medium is like the Walking Dead series, when it's your fault.
Yes.
It's your fault.
You made these decisions, and you have to now live with them, and you feel the way you do, which is more powerful than someone else living them and you passively being along for the
Gatsby really
ride.
fucked the dog on this one, huh? Oh, silly Gatsby.
But the point remains is that, look, it's older, therefore it's more respected, therefore it's more real, right? Also, it's this thing again where it's not at its peak until it's live action and in a theater, right? And no matter how much you can explain away that doesn't make any sense or mean anything, the feeling remains.
I want to fight the movie going public. You know what I mean? Like, I wish they could be condensed into a single person and I could just fucking fight them.
I mean, look, Netflix is doing its thing, right? It's already taking away the idea of the size of the screen. Next, you got to work on like the actual filming part of it. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, there is more. Dude, the Bruce Timm fucking Joker with Mark Hamill behind it.
Yeah,
is a better actor. Like, in terms of expression, there is more there than anywhere else. You know, but. Here we are.
You know what? I can break it down. I can break it down to a single argument, and it is within animation communities. It's people who take fucking screen grabs of smears and go, look at this crap. Look at this shitty animation. It's like, that's a smear. It's not supposed to be a single image, you stupid fuck. It's supposed to be an in-between fucking frame to create the feeling of motion, you stupid fucking idiot. Like,
oh yeah, no. Anytime there's those pictures of like Payne's face becoming a weird, goofy, like warble thing, and you're like, yeah, but did you see that it was frame 1 of 1200?
you're not supposed to. It's not supposed to be seen in a vacuum out of its own context, you idiot.
It was conveying motion in a ridiculously effective way. What do you want me to tell you?
And it worked.
So,
Like, I feel like people like that, they want their fucking 3D model style animated shit that looks like crap.
I got it. I feel like we touched on this before, but it's like the fact that like certain 3D renders in anime come along and they don't move smoothly. Oh, it was on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's on Twitter. Like when you see 3D in anime and it looks choppy.
It looks like shit.
Because the 3D is trying to
emulate
the
animation.
same anime frame rate. It
But
fucking sucks.
But you're using a 3D model. Use the advantages of a fucking 3D model.
Your brain knows because when you mix and match them, there becomes some weirdness to it. But you can't animate at a really higher frame rate because that becomes way more hard.
And then you see
your
clips
budget can't handle that.
Then you see clips of that fucking Steven Universe fucking anime with the gem girls and shit, and that looks great. That's all 3D. That looks like a fucking anime.
Exerd.
Yeah, and then you look at Exerd, where they're creating smear models, which are all nightmares. Which are all fucked up.
Dude, it really, really, like, the fact that we have to just pretend that, like, these choppy 3D things happening mixed with 2D look good, and they
here's
don't.
A good example. Look at Spider-Verse.
Well, I was gonna go there before I forgot the point, but that's where I wanted to go, was we are gonna have...
Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie.
And guess what?
Ever.
And guess what? That's gonna happen, like, countless more times, but it doesn't matter because it's like Spider-Verse shows you that you can have a better movie than fucking 5 failures, right?
Well, you know who knew this forever?
Homecoming was pretty good.
You know you know what group of people know this forever? Is the DC fans.
Yes, well, yes.
Because the DC animated movies
are
almost all slam dunks.
And have been crushing it for a while now.
Live features are almost all garbage.
Yeah, but it not...
Apparently Shazam's fun.
But it not being in a theater means one, less eyeballs. Two, there's no like even.
I actually like the Superman in the DC animated universe.
And here's the thing is, even if you put like star power voice acting behind it, right? It's still like not in the same thing.
Oh man,
right? And like here's what we got now though. We got Pixar movies, right?
Yeah.
And we got 3D animation movies where it's for kids, it's in the theaters, it's big, it's the Frozen, it's the Tangled.
Oh, look at that Frozen.
It's as big as you can fucking get.
Yeah.
But there's still this need to go back to things and bring them back and make them live action when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And that's not going to go away.
Like, here's the
soon.
thing: if you're gonna remake Aladdin or fucking whatever, why is it live action and not 3D? Is it because it's more serious, or is it so you can cast people?
I mean, Lion King's doing that, but you know,
Lion King is not. You said Lion King, and I started to have an argument that wasn't happening, which was Lion King is not goddamn live action, and I was
yeah, exactly.
Just reacted.
So we can keep this one going because there's the related one is they announced the casting for Cowboy Bebop, the live action.
These picks could be way worse.
Okay, so here's the thing about this story, right? One, these are really interesting picks.
They're really interesting.
Okay. I did not expect this to go in this direction.
I did not see John Cho as Spike.
John Cho as Spike.
But you know what? I can see John Cho as Spike.
Bushmaster from Luke Cage, Mustafa Shakir, is going to be Jet Black.
Yeah.
That's unexpected.
Well, that argument is now finally done. Is Jet black? Yeah, he's black.
Is Barrett black?
Barrett's black.
Yeah. Well,
Barrett's like ridiculously black.
What about anyway. Daniela Pineda as Faye Valentine and Alex Hassel as Vicious. No one announced for Ed.
Ed's going to be tough.
I don't know why they haven't told us who Ed's going to be yet. What the fuck?
Ed's going to
Tell me what redheaded, short, tan-skinned child you casted as Ed. I want to know. Anyway, I like they're
CG.
Yeah, Ed is just a CG blob thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's the first thing about that is like that's some interesting casting. Okay, they definitely went for the diversity.
I can't, dude. I'm super excited to see Ein, and it's like a husky.
So,
could you imagine?
I've already had that spoiled for me because one Austin Eruption owns a dog.
Yeah, he does.
Named Ein that looks exactly like Ein.
I remember when he mentioned that, and then I was like, Austin, really?
So I actually literally had that moment already.
Oh.
Right?
You know what I'd be good for if Ein was a cat?
Oh, fuck.
That'd be fucking stupid.
So that's what they did with the casting, and people are pretty generally going like, whoa!
Weird!
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right? Spike is... What is Spike?
His name's German.
Yes.
But he's not.
And he's a skinny guy with fuzzy hair.
Kind of big hair.
He's not...
He's kind of vague.
He could be
He could be a bunch of
or
shit.
Asian, or both.
And we're in the... And Bebop takes place in, like, the post-China future,
Is he Jewish? Right? He could be Jewish.
He could be Jewish.
I don't know.
It would make... Like, the big hair would make sense.
It would make
actually.
sense. Spiegel?
Yeah. Yeah,
German,
actually,
German Jewish?
Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know, right? But either way, this is what they're doing. That's all cool. That's all fine and dandy. And yay for everyone happy with the casting. This does not instill the faith in the fact that a Cowboy Bebop live action thing is going to be good.
Nothing will ever.
And
because you need to bring in Yoko Kanno.
And it does not justify its existence to me at all. For all, like, that's cool. Good job casting. This might still be a huge steaming turd because I still haven't seen.
Hey, you want to talk about like things that were animated and took strength from their animation? Like every part of Bebop is immaculate in its own form. Like I don't see what you could possibly improve, right? Like what is there to?
It's not real until it's
also.
live action.
I recently found out that Bebop. You know why Bebop fucking exists? Because
Watanabe is a genius.
And those guys fucking tricked Sunrise. They fucking hosed them.
What'd they do?
Do you remember when Cowboy Bebop came out?
Mm-hmm.
You know what was the biggest, hottest thing at the time? Fucking Phantom Menace. And they said, hey, Sunrise, you want to give us a bunch of money? We can make a space fiction in Japan, and we can piggyback off the fucking hotness that is the sci-fi of the Phantom Menace. And we're going to do Japanese Star Wars.
Look at this Bebop ship. Doesn't this look like something out of episode 1?
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a fucking Star Wars ship.
That's funny.
And they're like, okay. And then they made some fucking jazz bullshit.
Well, then they handed it to Yoko Kanno.
Yeah.
Who said, jazz, interesting. And then walked into a room and walked out with 9 albums worth of jazz and crushed it and made Harry Gregson Williams fall in love.
But yeah, no, like the fact that Cowboy Bebop is a scam is like a story I just recently learned, and it
just like The
cracks me
Walking
up.
Dead, actually. That's great.